I am leaving out this morning. Really didn't want to go anywhere. But I have an appointment this morning to get a mammogram. Oh, I don't have my seatbelt on. I'm wilding out, y'all. I'm wilding. Got a lot going on. I just had a virtual, like, Zoom appointment with my psychiatrist this morning at 8 o'clock. It was quite teary. I forget that my psychiatrist doesn't deal with, like, my stories. I guess, you know what? He probably, when he has an appointment with me, he's probably like, oh my God, she's going to start telling me about all her thoughts and feelings, and I'm just not here for it. I'm just her medication guy. So, and I forget that. I just get so caught up. Oh, this is just not a good angle. But I get so caught up in, he's a doctor, and he gives me therapist vibes, so I just let it all out. I only see the guy once a month, and he's probably like, this lady. But I did. I vented to him about something, because he asked questions, and if you ask, I'm gonna answer. So he asked me some questions, and I answered him the best that I could. My brain was a little cloudy this morning. You know, I've been thinking about this mammogram. I've been stressed beyond this universe with all that's going on with me, my body, and, you know, this mammogram just really has me scared. My husband's father, you know, he just found out that he has cancer, and I mean, we didn't, that was some news we was not prepared for. My father-in-law is just so energetic and full of life, and he loves music, and he's just so happy all the time, and he's just great. You know, he gives me good advice. When we talk about life, we talk about death, and we have some good talks. And sometimes they're emotional, because when he talks to me about, like, living his long life, and when he talks about loss and death, I really get emotional. As a child, I really didn't have to really deal with death that much, because we didn't have many deaths that I knew of, or maybe my parents just didn't go to a lot of funerals and stuff like that. When I had my hospital stint for my hysterectomy and the colostomy and all that, and they did some x-rays, and I guess that's when one of the doctors had saw something, the photo from the x-ray. That's what my gynecologist told me. And I also saw it in my discharge notes. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be honest. Since I've been out of the hospital, you know, I don't know how a hysterectomy works, but since I've been out the hospital, it seems that every time it gets close to when my cycle is supposed to come, I start having symptoms. My breasts get swollen, they get really tender, and I'm thinking, well, I shouldn't be going through this, because I'm not about to have a cycle. So I don't know what's going on, but I was thinking, okay, well, maybe my body is going through a hormonal shift. Like, okay, well, you know, this used to happen at this time, so give us a little bit more time for us to get regulated here. But we're in October, damn near in November, and I'm still having um the swelling and the pain. Like it, if you're a woman, sometimes after a long day, when you take off your bra, and especially if you have, big breasts, and I have a small frame, and you take off your bra, and it's like a relief. You know what I'm saying? It's just pure relief. But then they mine feel really, really, really sore. So I don't really know what's going on, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wearing the wrong bra size. It could be that. It could be a number of things. It could be hormones. It could be anything. So I'm really not going to read much off into it, but it has been in the back of my mind. Yeah. So this is where I'm at, and this is what we're doing today. But like I said, I had an appointment with my psychiatrist this morning, and it was only 20 minutes. And he gave me this test they do. Do you feel like you're suicidal? This is that. And I told him, well, no. So he said, well, you scored high. And he was happy and clapping, but I was crying. And he was like, well, what's wrong? And I told him, I said, well, I don't feel any different. I don't feel happy. If anything, I'm crying more than usual. And I'm having a hard time adjusting with the season changes. And I was just discussing some other things, and he just told me, he gave me this thing about the numbers don't lie or something like that. And I kind of I was there, but I wasn't there. Because he's not like my therapist, my psychiatrist. My psychiatrist is like this. Good morning, how you doing? How's the medicine working for you? Okay, good. So what it sounds like is we may have to up your dose. I don't want to lower your dose. Maybe we may need to change it. I want to do one more appointment with you. And, so it's really just medicine. Up the dosage, lower the dosage, add to the dosage. That's his job. But for some reason, when I see him in that doctor atmosphere, I just go in on him with all of my issues. And he's like, we only have 20 minutes. I mean, he doesn't say that, but I'm sure he's thinking that my next appointment is like right around the corner. So then he brings me back, because that's what he kept doing this morning. He's like, okay, so you're still seeing your therapist, right? And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, okay, and you have an appointment coming up with him soon. So I'm just going to keep you on the medication, and I'll talk to you in a month. And then he wrapped it up, and that was pretty much the end of it. So, yeah, he's okay. But, it's just something about when someone says that you feel a certain way and you don't feel that way. I'm not saying that psychologically I may be doing better, but I'm in my body and I'm in my mind, and I don't feel that way. Maybe I'm missing something. Am I missing something? I just had a conversation the other day telling my sister I don't feel like myself. I want the old me back. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. And that's pretty much where I'm at. I think after I get through these surgeries and everything, I'm hoping I start feeling better. I don't know. But I really do. I have hopefully some surgeries, and I have another appointment coming up really soon with my colon rectal doctor.
This is how it feels to do more.
Alright everyone, I don't know if y'all can hear me with the mask, but I'm sitting in the waiting area. I'm at the hospital. I'm about to go and have this mammogram, what I've been stressing about for weeks, and I'll check back in. Alright, we're back. So, I had my mammogram. I was telling her about how I was feeling, pain and the swelling that I had been feeling with my breast. And so she did some extra tests. Basically, you get undressed from the top. You remove your bra, you remove your top. In my case, she told me I could take my dress and just put it down at my waist area. Like, you know, puts each of your breasts in this like machine scanner looking thing. It takes like images. It takes images. That's what she was saying. So I did quite a few images at every angle. Some you can breathe, some you're not supposed to breathe. I had to remove my deodorant. I did not know. No one gave me direction. Once again, I go to the doctor's office. No one says anything about, you know, don't wear deodorant. So I had to remove my deodorant. And it's like, as soon as I removed my deodorant, I just smelled must. Like, it was horrible. I wish someone would have said something sooner, because I would have tried to make it, or I wouldn't have put on as many layers of deodorant as I usually do. I couldn't get any reception. So yeah, she took a lot of images, and then she had me sit. I know I need gas. Don't start. My car wants to fight with me all the time. And then she had me go sit back out in the lobby, because she wanted to take more tests. She said because of the symptoms that I had been feeling, you know, she just wanted to send those first photos to the doctor immediately, have him look them over. And she was like, this is going to take, you know, a few minutes. It may take a while. I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I just want to get out of here. I don't like going in hospitals, and I have a thing for using restrooms in hospitals. I just feel so dirty. I don't know, it may be OCD, I don't know, or some kind of other something, but I just have a thing. I have to go to the bathroom right now, and y'all, oh, my hair looks a mess. Putting on them gowns and stuff, and I've been holding it the whole time. I have been holding it. I don't know how long. Let me see. My appointment was at 10. It's 11:30. And I'm dying. My bladder is about to explode. So that's just how it is for me. Yeah. I don't know. To me, hospitals are just really dirty. And I'm constantly just wiping and... Okay, where did I put the card? Yeah, so I went and sat back out in the lobby. Now, mind you, I'm in the lobby. It's quiet. Y'all know how I feel about quiet lobbies, especially with this colostomy bag. When I'm in a quiet area and this bag knows, do I go here? That it's a quiet area and there are a lot of people around, for some reason she wants to start acting up and cutting up and making noises and embarrassing me, and then I have a meltdown. So me and the ladies are sitting in the lobby. It's really quiet, and of course it just wouldn't be right without my bag, my stump making a I'm passing gas. I have my phone loud. I'm watching a YouTube video, Bose versus the World. Love her. And I'm sitting there and I'm just scared, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, what if she comes back and tells me something like, oh, well, the doctor saw something, we're gonna have to do more tests. I was just like, I didn't even care about the noises anymore. At that point, I was just sitting there. I was shaking. I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. But luckily for me, like 15 minutes later, she came back and she got me. She called my name. She pulled me in the hallway. I went out there. I was a hot mess. My palms were sweaty. And she was like, so I showed the images to the doctor. And he said, it doesn't look like cancer. Good news, good news, good news. So that's one stressor off my back. But I do have to go back for like an ultrasound. He said he did see some swelling in my right breast. So he wants to kind of dig deeper into that. Hey, by all means, go ahead, doc. I mean, y'all, just the unknown of not knowing. You know, I was walking around for about 3 weeks because my gynecologist, I haven't seen her in a while. She scheduled this, and just the pressure and the just not knowing. And then you start Googling stuff. This is why I don't Google. What was that I told y'all in my last video? I don't Google procedures, medical procedures, and I don't Google symptoms. I have felt so many symptoms. I have so many hospital bills that are not even worth it because I felt some type of way. I have a headache, stomach ache, and whatever else going on. I get on Google thinking Google's going to shoot me in the right direction, and I get all these different answers, and by the end of the day, the answer of all answers basically is saying that I'm dying. So I'm going to the emergency room and I'm telling them what I think is wrong with me. They're like, well, what symptoms? Ma'am, there are no symptoms. I have strep throat. They're like, well, what are your symptoms, ma'am? I already know. Let the doc in the back know. I have strep throat. He can get my prescriptions ready. They're like, okay, ma'am. I go back there to see the doctor, and they're like, oh, well, it's allergies. And I'm like, what? And I get the bill, and the bill's like $5,000 because I got on Google thinking that I'm dying because some other fool got on there and put in their same symptoms and somehow opened the website, and the answer is you're dying. So yeah, that's why I don't do that. Plenty of doctors have told me, ma'am, stay off of Google. Getting on Google is going to stress you out. That's just going to add to your bucket list of symptoms that you're having. You're stressing yourself out over nothing. So I don't do that anymore. I'm glad I didn't. Y'all, I'm just so glad I don't have breast cancer. I'm going to follow up with this ultrasound and see what this swelling is about. I mean, because in my opinion, I don't think that's normal. But, hey, I got good news today, and I'm happy about that. So, we're ending on a good note. I'm smiling. I barely do that in any of my videos. I'm always crying. So I'm going to leave y'all with this. If you're feeling ill or if you have any symptoms, you just don't feel like yourself, you know something is wrong, go to the doctor. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. I would get up every day for work. And I would feel like shit. And I would just keep putting it off. And then you go to the doctor and it's bad because your doctor is like, well, how long have you felt this way? And you're like, oh, 3 years. And they're like, you've been feeling like this for 3 years? Well, I have to go to work and I can't get... And some people they know something's wrong, but they feel like if they don't know, it's better off for them mentally. Go to the doctor, get checked, get your checkups. Even if you're not feeling sick, get a checkup. Just do it. That way you can, catch it early, whatever it is, and the doctors can start working on it, and your chances of getting over it are greater than waiting until. I had a coworker. I'm gonna tell y'all this story and then I had a coworker, and she was sick all the time, but she was doing her job. We were laughing and talking. We would go out to lunch, and one day she said, "You know what? I've been putting it off long enough. I need to make a doctor appointment. I need to go see the doctor. Some stuff is going on with women's stuff." My coworker never came back. You know why my coworker never came back? Because she went to the doctor, to the gynecologist. From the gynecologist, the gynecologist immediately referred her to the hospital. Told her, go to the emergency room. I'm gonna meet you there. She goes. She never left. When they finished running tests on her, she was already at stage 4 cervical cancer. Stage 4. And I look back and I'm like, I can't believe she woke up every day. She went to work. She looked normal. She looked healthy. We would laugh and talk. We would go out to lunch together. She was so happy. But deep down, she was ill. And she felt ill. She knew something was wrong. She told me this. 2 weeks later, my coworker died. I went to her wake, and she did not look like the person that I knew. She looked like a totally different person. I just wish that she would have went to the doctor sooner instead of putting it off. And that same job that she kept putting her health to the back burner for, to the side, all they did when she died was put her picture up at the front door. In loving memory, they put her picture up there on a little wooden stool. And about 3-4 days later, they took it off and they filled her position. True story. So, take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. If you don't remember anything else from my videos, please take care of yourselves. Your job don't care. You got job friends. They don't care. They just want the job done. Your boss just wants the job done. Take care of yourself. All right, later.